So if you're from Africa, why are you white?
For contestant number 12, that makes Rakutena our first princess. Our queen, ladies and gentlemen, group contestant number 12.
Don't waste my motherfucking time. You hear me, bitch? I don't fuck around with the fucking help anymore.
Brooke Jackson was crowned Miss Universe Zimbabwe 2023. So, who is she? She was born in Harare, where she had her junior and secondary education. Then she moved to the UK to study fashion, and then to Cape Town, South Africa, where she was groomed as a model. It has been 22 years since Zimbabwe had a Miss Universe pageant, and now Brooke will represent the country in El Salvador. However, people are not happy that the current beauty queen is white. They say that because her ethnicity is non-African, she does not deserve the crown. And they wonder why the judges did not choose a black queen. Other people say that she deserves the crown because of her performance during the pageant. Some people who watched the pageant saw beyond the color of her skin and admired the way she answered the questions and handled the competition as a whole. Knowing that she was born and raised in Zimbabwe, what are your thoughts about this?
What is good, YouTube family? It's your boy Rashad, back again with the Black Anomaly Rising channel. So I'm going to be talking today about something that's kind of a ridiculous story. I don't even feel like this is something that I should even have to talk about, but I'm interested in talking about it. So here we go. It's basically this white woman won a Miss Universe contest out of Zimbabwe, and black folks are freaking out. Mostly Americans, not people actually in Zimbabwe, in Africa, like in the motherland. They're not tripping, but the folks here in America feel like, oh, it's a travesty. How could we let this happen? It's colonization and white supremacy. Right? They're going freaking nuts about it. Take a look at this.
This woman is getting backlash for winning a Miss Universe contest. So this lady's name is Brooke, and she won the Miss Zimbabwe Miss Universe competition earlier this week. But here's a problem. She's white. Now, you guys are probably thinking, okay, why is that a problem? Well, because Zimbabwe is a mostly dominant black country in Africa. So here are some of the posts talking about how Brooke won the Miss Zimbabwe Universe contest even though she's a white woman. This person's talking about how there are so many gorgeous black women in Zimbabwe, yet they chose a white woman to represent that country. It shows the colonization there. Now, this lady has a different opinion over here. She believes Brooke winning this competition is good because it promotes diversity and inclusion. And what makes this Zimbabwe Miss Universe competition so unique is the fact that this is the first time they had a Miss Universe competition for Zimbabwe in 22 years. Yet a white woman was chosen for this occasion. So what do you guys think? Is this racist? Should a black woman be chosen for Miss Zimbabwe instead of her? Or this doesn't matter because this promotes diversity and inclusion?
Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. So, y'all, here's the thing. Let's take America for example. It's about minorities, right? So in America, black people are still the minority. So that means that by this logic, black people shouldn't win any type of contest, like pretty much whatsoever, as long as it's got majority of white folks in it. It should always be white people winning, right? So there's been plenty of beauty pageants here in the U.S., and there's not always a lot of black people, and black people win like all the time, right? There's also been other pageants in other countries where it's predominantly white and a black person wins and everybody's cheering that on, right? Everybody's as happy as can be. They're like, yes, beautiful melanated queens winning, black people just taking over everything, right? Like that's the logic. But when it's the other way, when you literally have white people as a minority in a predominantly black country, or at least African country, then it's like this big deal. Like it's this horrible thing. It's colonization. It's like, guys.
Okay, I don't have a problem with this. Hear me out. There are times where people of color win in European nations. I remember a couple years ago, the girl who won Miss Ireland was a black girl. was a black Irish girl. So if we can go to Europe and win pageants in historically like white people's country, then I'm sorry, it's only fair that the whites can be in Africa and they can win in Africa and represent the country too. Fair is fair.
This is racist as hell. I don't understand the logic here. It's like people are really seriously finding every little damn thing to just get pissed off about. Now, okay, if this was like a repeat thing, maybe I could see it. Like it happened over and over again. It's like there's always one white person and the one white person always wins. Okay, yeah, that's going to be suspicious. Like, hey, why does the white person always win? In this case, as far as I could tell, this only happened one time. So I'm like, yo, what's the problem? Like this, that doesn't make any damn sense. Like this whole racial sensitivity, that's one of the biggest problems in the black community is racial sensitivity. It's like so many damn people just so freaking sensitive about any little thing they see. All of this outrage. It's like people just waiting, just salivating at the mouth. Our people salivating at the mouth, waiting for the next thing to be pissed off about that the white folks did wrong. The white man did it wrong. The white woman did it wrong. And it's like, man, none of this stuff even matters. It's a damn pageant. And it's one time. Okay? Like, you know, you can feel some type of way about it because, yeah, I know the population is real small and there's plenty of black people who could have won and all of this stuff. Sure. But for whatever reason she managed to win, unless there's a pattern, I'm not going to trip. Black people win in other countries all the time. But to me, this is just a racist thing. It can't go one way like, oh, black people go over to Europe and you're going over to France and, you know, all these different predominantly white countries and then winning beauty pageants. And then it's okay and it's all well and good. But then you have somebody who is in a predominantly African country and the white person wins and all of a sudden everybody's tripping and you're not even from there and the people from there is not tripping. Come on, bro. Like maybe there's a few, but I haven't really seen any. And according to some of these TikTokers, all the African Americans are tripping. Like they even said, one of the commenters even said they're not even making a big deal about this because the race relations are considered better than they are in America. A lot of reason for that is because it's all politically trumped up. It's trumped up by politicians. It's trumped up by the media. Like, what do you hear people say anytime that there's any type of disagreement? Like, oh yeah, it's the white supremacists. You know, it's the conservatives are synonymous with white supremacists these days. Like, not that I believe that, but that's what the media says. And that's all they're gonna say. Anytime that anything's going wrong or any injustice, there always has to be an enemy, right? It has to be a dragon to slay, somebody who's bad. And it's never going to be them. It's never going to be like, well, we're the politicians. We're the bad guys. It's never going to be the media. It's like, no, you should listen to us. Believe us. It's the white folks who are bad. Nah, fam. Look, I'm not falling for it. That's why I call myself the Black Anomaly. And any anomalies who want to come to this channel and rise above all this nonsense, stop falling for the foolishness. I invite all of y'all here because this is just nonsense. And it deserves to be called out. Let me know what y'all think. Give this video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Rashad the Black Anomaly. I appreciate y'all watching Black Anomaly Rising channel. We out.